Hello everyone and welcome to Get Ready With Me, where I know you might be saying, Cassie, you already look fairly ready. Well, what about my naked eyes? Come on. We gotta jazz them up, especially for Valentine's Day. Yes, it is that time of year where advertising is rabid and a lot of times it makes a lot of us feel bad about ourselves. However, that doesn't need to be the case, because whether you have someone romantically in your life or not, you are oh so worthy of all of the love in the world, especially from yourself. I know, it's hard to feel that way sometimes, but that's where love should come from the most, is from within. I have no idea what I'm doing for this eye look. I'm just kind of working with whatever palettes I have available here, aka what I have unpacked, which is not all of my eyeshadow palettes from when I moved. Oh, good point, Cassie. Yes, you should probably prime your lids first. My brain is all over the place right now, but we're gonna pull ourselves together. We're gonna do this eyeshadow look, and it is gonna look phenomenal. Or if nothing else, we're gonna have fun trying. Oh, this eye is making me regret putting in my contacts. But when we're doing a look that's gonna have some punch to it, come on, I don't want my glasses covering it up. Let's show off our hard work, shall we? I think that sounds mighty lovely. So let's see what we can do, folks. Let's see what I can do. Oh, it's been a while. I'm so used to just doing very simple makeup looks these days, so the thought of going in for a cut crease, horrifying is the word that comes to mind. Oh, it is also 8 million degrees in here, and by that I mean like 75 degrees in here. It's not 75 degrees outside. There is snow on the ground, but I do think it's above freezing. I think it's like maybe 36 outside. But the sun is just, there's literally not a cloud in the sky, and the sun is not my friend. So, okay. I think I just need to do it. Dan is so much better at that. The evil guy from Star Wars, not Darth Vader. The Sith, isn't that his name? He was the really bad one in the listen. I'm gonna go in with this shade from the color. I'll have everything down below. Does anyone actually care about what I'm using? This is not a tutorial. But Valentine's Day, like I said, it's a day that can get many of us down in the dumps. I understand. So first things first, let's remember, it's a Hallmark holiday. It was literally created so that people would spend money on specific Hallmark goods like chocolates and cards and whatnot. So like, don't get too down on yourself. It's not actually a day. Just, you know what I mean? Like it is a day. It's a holiday. It's an actual holiday, right? Like a national holiday, at least here in the States. And so it is technically a thing, but it doesn't have to be a thing that gets you down. It can be totally just a day that, like I said, you can love on yourself, you can love on your friends, you can love on your pets, you can love on your family. It does not have to be romantic. It really doesn't. I doubt my mom will get me a Valentine this year because I actually have a romantic Valentine this year. I know, surprise, shock, awe, but normally that's all I looked forward to. Sometimes my dad would get me one. My mom pretty much always gets me a Valentine, and that's about it. Like, and that's okay. And honestly, I was perfectly fine with that amount of love or that amount of whatever, you know, the fact that anyone thinks of me on any day, that's pretty cool and special, right? I think so. I mean, Dan and I celebrated Valentine's Day early in a sense because I wanted to vlog or put up a vlog on Valentine's Day because it actually aligned with my upload schedule of falling on a Tuesday this year, Valentine's Day. So we celebrated a week early, and we actually got into a fight the night before. So we were fighting on Valentine's Day. Not technically, but, you know, the night before. I was not happy with him, and I do not think he was happy with me. It wasn't that big of a deal at the end of the day, the fight that we got into. I think technically our first fight. I don't need to really, like, go into it or anything, but basically I did a thing, Dan didn't like the thing that I did, and I didn't like the way that he responded. So we were fighting about that. And that was that. But at the end of the night, you know, we came together, said, listen, I'm still upset, but I love you. And I think that's important. You know, I am a big believer. It is so hot. I'm sorry guys, I have to have this on or I'm gonna absolutely melt. But yeah, I'm a big believer in making sure you always, you know, make sure your last words to your loved ones are good ones, because you really never know. So we still were able to say we love you before bed, and when we woke up in the morning, it's totally fine. Water under the bridge, if you will, but that all to say is that Valentine's doesn't magically just make everything perfect, roses and happiness and love and whatever else. Like, it's what you decide to make it. So just make it a day of happiness and joy and love on yourselves. There's nothing wrong with doing that, I don't think anyways. And at the end of the day, if you do take the day to just love on yourself, like, literally no time and no effort was wasted, because that is going to be the longest relationship you will ever be in, is the relationship with yourself. I know, kind of a heavy thought, but it really is true. You are with yourself from day number 0 to day number whenever it is that you are done here on Earth. That's not the case for literally anyone else in your life. To be with you every single day? No, I don't think it's possible. Don't think that happens. So why not love on yourself? Why not? I think that has been one of the more rewarding things that I have gotten out of, I shouldn't say, yeah, it's definitely not the most rewarding, but it is a big thing that I have gotten out, and I shouldn't shame myself for this, but like, being in a relationship with Dan, someone who loves me unconditionally and actually like adores my body. Being in a relationship with him has been so helpful in teaching myself to be nicer to myself and to love myself more than I was in the past. Now, don't get me wrong, I still have my bad body image days and all of that, but you know, just the way that he treats my body and loves it for everything that it is, for every lump and bump and scar and whatever else that I see as so horrifically flawed and ugly, he sees as super duper hot and sexy. Like, that's not wasted on me, that's for darn sure. And I'm still working on becoming more comfortable with accepting the love that he has for my body. It's hard, you know, when you have spent 32, almost 33 years of your life hating on those things, it's hard to just all of a sudden transition into this like very accepting and loving and whatever else kind of relationship with your body. So, you know, I still have those days where, you know, he goes and hugs me from behind and is like rubbing on my stomach and stuff. It's hard for me to accept it and let him do that, because for me it just brings all of the attention to the part of my body that I guess I just have always hated the most. But through him, I haven't come to like fall in love with my body, don't get me wrong, but we're getting there. And this isn't to say that you need to have a partner to do this. I'm just saying that he has done this for me. You know, I don't think he knows this because I haven't really brought it up or anything, but it's true. He has really helped me with my relationship with my body, and for that I will be forever grateful. I wish I could have gotten there on my own, but to be able to have gotten there with him is also very special. And, you know, like I said, I am so grateful to have him in my life. You know, there will always be naysayers online, especially when you post your relationship online. You know, there will be the people that say that one of us is too good for the other, or, you know, are you sure you want to be with that person, or yada da 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 da. You guys, I am probably the happiest I have ever been. And like I said, it's not just because, you know, like I needed a partner to fulfill me or whatever, but it was something that I knew I had always been looking for. I've always known that I have so much love to give, and so to finally have someone that I can pamper and love on and get the same in return, like, it has just been so fulfilling for me. I'm sure it's how it is for a lot of people who have any like want in that sense in their life, you know, like to have a child or something. Not that Dan is my child, like don't get it twisted. It's one of those things that I've always known that I've always wanted, and it's not to say that my life was incomplete without him, but it sure is a heck of a lot better with him in it. So I'm just so happy and so appreciative to be where I'm at in the relationship that I'm in. You know, it's an ever-evolving, ever-changing thing, but people always told me that, Cassie, when you find the right person, it'll just click, it'll just work, it'll just be so easy. And I think deep down I always wanted to believe that, but at the same time I was also like, phooey, that's just what the people who already have the love say. Of course they could say that because they already have the love, but I am here to say that I was one of the naysayers. I was one of the poo-pooers, and I think people were right, because my god, it's so easy with Dan. It's so easy and lovely and wonderful. It just really works. We're so good together. We are always laughing and sharing and communicating, and to be completely transparent with you guys, or just to be a little vulnerable here, so I have a little notebook that I've always used for my weekly wears, where I test out a foundation and I can take notes and all of that. And I had filled up my initial notebook, and so I needed a new notebook to start again. You know, I'm not stopping testing foundations anytime soon, so I needed a new notebook, and so I grabbed one that I knew I had used for a little bit to do, like, write down best and worst of beauty products and things I needed to remember for my channel or whatever, but I only used it for a little bit, and then, I don't know, I stopped. But I had apparently also used this notebook when I was going through it with Biscuit, if we remember him, and I was in such a different place. I am so glad that I had written these down and not actually expressed these things. I was crazy. I was a crazy person. I was crazy, and I wanted love in my life, and I was gonna do anything to make it work, and I thought Biscuit was my person. We were meant to be, and da-da-da-da-da, and I was gonna do everything in my power to make it work. And I had written out, like, God, probably like 8 or 10 pages of just making up excuses for him as to, like, you know, like, because I would always get tongue-tied, and I would always forget, you know, what I wanted to tell him, and so I wanted to, like, write it all down so that I could remember. And you know, a lot of the stuff was, like I said, just making excuses, like, I totally understand why you did this, or why this happened. It's because this, that, and the other, right? Like, totally not your fault. I totally understand, and, like, that's totally okay that you treated me like poop, and I'm just sitting here making excuses for you and accepting it. I was so embarrassed, but also, like, able to laugh at it, you know, when I found all of this. I just was in shock. I'd completely forgotten that I had done all of that, and that I was so, like I said, just desperate for someone to accept my love, and I just wanted someone to love me in return, and I just was so desperate, broken. Like, I think all of these words are pretty true. And I mean, I'm glad I can look back on it and laugh, but at the same time, like I said, it's so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed of how poorly I treated myself just to get someone else's love. That's so wrong, and I have never had to do that with Dan. Like, it has just been easy, and it just happens, and it just works, and it's just lovely. It just is. I haven't had to make excuses for him or for me. We just work, and it's amazing, and I don't take it for granted for one single second. I'm so happy to be here. Everyone's timeline is so different when it comes to love, and some people have multiple loves in their life, and you know, I certainly have been in love multiple times, but I think this is the first time, maybe the second, where I feel like it has been truly reciprocated and like we adore each other equally. And it's just a very nice feeling that, like I said, I don't take for granted for a second, and I feel like I can't talk too deeply about because I'll start crying, and for obvious reasons, I don't want to cry right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like this is the makeup look of the century or anything that I would ruin by crying, but you know, it's something. I'm putting work in. It's Valentine's-y, it's red and it's pink and whatever. Let me live. Let me live my life and be in love, and also spread that love, because I really do feel like when your cup is full, that is when you can give the most love as well. And with the amount of love that I feel from Dan, I just feel like I'm a happier person and I'm able to give my love more freely, and that's just, it's a nice feeling. And I hope that it comes across in my videos as well, that I am happy and in love and 30, flirty, and thriving, if you will. You know, I'm a little older than 30, but give me a break, you get it, you get the reference, right? And like I said before, some people are lucky enough to find that love very early on, you know, in their teens or whatever. Some people have to wait until they're, I don't know, in their 60s, I'm sure, and it sucks that we're all on such different journeys, but at the same time, that is kind of what makes life beautiful, is that we are on such different journeys and we can all learn from each other and love together and grow together and do this crazy little thing called life together, because ain't that the truth? Life, what a journey. What a freaking journey that none of us really ever asked for. But hey, we got it and we're here. Let's do it up. Let's wear the glitter eyeshadow. Let's love on each other, and let's, like I said, spread that love around. Spread that love, spread that light, spread that joy. We will experience many Valentine's days in our lifetime, but we won't necessarily live more than one lifetime. We don't know that for sure. So let's enjoy it while we can, yeah? I just want like a little more pink. Lower lash line, come through. Lower lash line, come through. Oh yeah, there she is. Oh yeah, come on, let's go. And ta-da! I know, I did the finishing touches off camera because Lord knows I can't talk when I do things like my liner lashes or these little hearts. Because, I mean, listen, I probably did like this exact same thing last year, I'm pretty positive. It was different, okay? And this is what I was feeling. So here is my completed Valentine's look. I obviously put on lipstick as well, but I'm happy with it. I feel very festive, and I just hope that me talking about love and giving love and accepting love and whatever else I decided to talk about today was somewhat, I don't know, entertaining, helpful, useful. Any of the above? All of the above? Yeah, I just hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. Happy almost Valentine's Day when I post this. And just remember, it's the love from the inside that matters the most. And also know that you are loved by others. Even if you don't have a romantic partner in your life, it's okay. Friends, family, whatever love that you have in your life, grab it, accept it, hug it, tell it you love it. Whatever you can do in the space that you're in, do that, and have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for joining me for this Get Ready with me, and as always, you can like, comment, share, you know, let me know things down below, your thoughts on love on Valentine's Day, whatever you would like. You can also leave a like down below, and if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe, tippity tap that notification bell down below, and become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here, and as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well, and until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!